Good morning. It is Monday, October 13th, 2025. It's about 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the biggest news for today is Trump is currently in Israel signing the peace deal, which is obviously very good at face value. Unfortunately, the damage has been significantly done, and this is just long overdue. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into some direct quotes that Trump has said. It's all this pro-Israel content. And that's what the midterms are going to come down to. And I'll get into that also. But first, this is my YouTube channel, Unfiltered Conservative 1. Please subscribe. The goal here is to get to 1,000 followers, then I can go live, and then I can do a live show every single night, which is what I prefer to do. I prefer the live audience, just a much better atmosphere and no editing, etc. So about like 5 years ago or so, I used to do all this and then got canceled for my attendance at the January 6th protest. Committed no crimes, and the rest is history. And I would like to try and get back to somewhat of a platform where I could at least just go live and etc. because I do enjoy doing this very thoroughly. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Unfiltered Conservative 1, like, comment, share, etc. That would be very appreciated. So we're pretty much going to get right into it here. Trump just flew to Israel overnight, and he was making a speech. And we'll just talk about a little bit about this peace deal. So obviously, Israel and Palestinians have made a peace deal. Israel is supposed to pull out their troops. Hamas is supposed to release the hostages. There's like 24 of them. They've been, hostage for like 2 years or so. The amount of damage that is done because of this is crazy. I mean, if you look at these pictures and videos of the Gaza Strip, it's in complete rubble. And you see all of these civilians out of the Gaza Strip, they go right into their homes. They start cleaning their house. And the reason why I bring that up is because all of these leftists, when it comes to illegal immigration, and they're like, oh, these people come here for a better life. No, they're ruining our lives by coming here, by taking jobs and lowering wages and the whole nine. But notice how the people of Gaza, they go right into their homes because that's where they live and that's their territory, which is the correct approach throughout all of this. And it just, it just doesn't make, like, if that's where you're from, I don't really, if you want a better life, you got to do things the right way. But shout out to the civilians of Gaza Strip where they're just right into their homes, cleaning their house, and they're free. And they're very happy about this peace deal because their entire city is just destroyed. And then the damage that's occurred where all these children were starving and they were holding out food and holding out what I mean is just complete chaos by the Israel administration. Israel First administration inside the United States and Bibi Netanyahu. Just very disappointing with Trump's approach to all this. And Trump gets all the credit. And I think that it's pretty strategic for Trump to do this because his approval rating was just going downhill significantly. His support is not there like it was at the election. And it's very sad to see this type of, just these chain of events that's happened. He had one good day in office, and that was when he was signing all these executive orders and freed the January 6 prisoners. All that stuff was all good. Now it's not so good. And this is the number one topic going into the 2026 election year, probably into 2028. It's never going to go away. The relationships with Israel and how we're an occupied nation, it's not going away. So Israel's response to it not going away is to buy all of our media. The other week, I think CBS was bought by pretty much Israel and ran by Israel and, Jewish people. And they bought it for about $150 million. I think it was CBS or like a co-parent, like a co-child to CBS, whatever that term is. And the person that's going to run it did an interview, had 130 viewers approximately when she had this interview. And it's like, how many people out there have any type of podcast show, make a video, they just shatter 130 views and that's worth $150 million. It's obvious what they're trying to do. And this administration's allowing it, and it's very sad. And it's going to be the number one issue going into midterms, and I fully expect Democrats to win because Democrats are just like, all right, well, we just have to be anti-Israel and Gen Z will go with us. And it's not even just anti-Israel, right? There's obviously a breakdown because when people hear this, they hear that you're anti-Israel, and then you have boomers that are like, "Oh my God, you're against Israel." It's like, I guess I manufactured this way based on the course of events, and no one's talking about the civilians of Israel. But then the people of Israel who say, oh, but it's in the Bible. No, the Bible refers to people of Jesus who follow Jesus Christ and believe that he's the Son of God. And that's what the Old Testament talks about. But anyway, let's get into so Trump was speaking about a month ago. Trump was speaking about an hour ago or so. And I just want to bring up some of his direct quotes that matter. And they were all pro-Israel. None of them are really pro-America. And this is an Israel first administration. It is safe to say that that's the direction that they're going into. I think over the weekend also you had Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner were doing their humiliation ritual and praying at the wall. Excuse me. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm currently in a process of a 72-hour fast. I am about 10 minutes away from 36 hours. Nicotine, black coffee, and water. I probably drink about maybe 2 cups of black coffee a day, maybe a bottle or 2 of water a day, and I just let the process go. And not only do you cut out a significant amount of weight, your cells are regenerating, your body's regenerating, and then once you hit the 24-hour mark, the fat burning process really begins. And if you can go to 72 hours, from the 48-hour to the 72-hour mark is a significant fat burn. And then you really have to focus on hydrating. And you can't just go right into like eating and drinking bad like you were. So that's my goal here. From yesterday, I already shredded about 7 pounds. And I know I'll probably get to I'll probably lose like another 10 during this fast. I'll probably hydrate like another 5. It's probably what my goal is. And then just got to really do it again next week because I'm trying to get some shred here. Almost there. I got like 20 pounds to go to let's get to my goal weight. My goal weight's 195. I'm at 223. So math is mathing. It's about 28 pounds, which is not going to take me long because I will be doing this consistently. Anyway, that's just me personally. So let's get into some of these quotes here. So I'm following Nova Rum on X. He's very good at analyzing what is good. I think this is I don't know exactly who this is. He just comes across as somebody who is close into the Israel politics and geopolitics and somewhat anti-Israel as well. But he just reports a lot. He just reports direct quotes. And that's why I follow this account when it comes to Israel. I think if you really want to learn more about the geopolitics with Israel and the Gaza Strip, etc., you could follow this account here and Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes does a great breakdown on his shows. And there are people that are out there that understand this better than I do. So let's just get into, I'm just going to read some quotes here. So President Trump's, one of his quotes, "We will love Israel more than ever before." Wow, you could really love them more. You took 230 million, they're an occupied nation, into the United States, and President Trump says we will love Israel more than ever before. This is the number one issue going into the midterms, and this is an Israel first administration, and it's just really disgraceful. It really is. I mean, to say something like that, it's like, why can't you say we will love Israel more than ever before, but we will always love the United States, and the United States will be number one? Why can't you just say that? No, Israel, oh my God. It's really disgusting. And then President Trump talks about Benjamin Netanyahu being pardoned. Now, those of you that don't know, I believe it's the Netherlands. And in the Netherlands, Benjamin Netanyahu is on trial for pretty much genocide. And President Trump is saying to President Herzog, which I believe this is Netherlands. Let me just make sure here. President Herzog. What a name that is. Gotta remember I'm on YouTube. Gotta calm down here. Oh, President Herzog is the president of Israel. Go figure. President Herzog, why don't you pardon Netanyahu? So why don't you pardon Netanyahu for creating mass genocide? Yeah, way to go, Trump. That's why Trump was basically saying he doesn't know if he's going to get into heaven, because he knows what he's doing. He knows that he's basically advocating for a war hawk. And it's really unbelievable. I don't know if you guys know this, but when Trump was flying on Air Force One, flying to Israel overnight, he was talking about heaven, that he doesn't think he can get in. Now, I'm not going to get into the quote itself. I'm not going to dissect it. And, obviously, if you believe in the Son of God, Jesus Christ, that is your way into heaven. as long as you repent, forgive, etc. I get all that. But the fact that Trump is even saying that is not good, okay? Trump is literally saying that. His exact quotes, I don't think there's anything that's going to get me in heaven. I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. Basically how I hear this is, I don't think there's anything that's going to get me in heaven. I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. It's the mannerisms are the best. And he says, I may be in heaven right now as we fly in Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven. But I've made life better for a lot of people. By the way, that was not a sneeze, it was a cough. So yeah, it's just concerning that he would say something like that. That means his conscience knows that he's not doing the right thing. So I don't think that's going to get me in heaven. I think I'm not heaven bound. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven. Well, if you're occupying our nation, you're not forgiving for your sins, and you don't think this, the Son of God is Jesus Christ, then you're not getting in heaven. But it's just concerning that a world leader like that, especially Trump, would say something like that. It just comes across as weak. And when someone has that type of mindset, that means he's like, well, if there's no path for me in heaven, then I'm just going to be worse. That's just very concerning and a very odd thing to say. And Trump has gone into a lot of things that are just not smart to say, especially during this administration, and that's definitely one of them. But I'm not going to dissect that. Here's another quote. Bibi, you're a very popular man. You know why you're a very popular man? Because you know how to win. Benjamin Netanyahu is not popular at all. His approval rating in Israel is roughly 15%, I think. And President Trump, there are reports from the inside that Trump has stated that he fears for his life, and it's Israel. The whole Charlie Kirk situation, Candace Owens text messages, all of this is relative. But to say that Bibi, you're a popular man, no, he's not. Trump's base doesn't like Israel. Trump's base doesn't like Bibi Netanyahu. God, excuse me. My God. And as there's something at the back of my throat here. I'm having nicotine and black coffee for breakfast. Anyway, yeah, Bibi Netanyahu is not a popular man. He's just not. The people of Israel don't like him because he creates genocide and creates war. He's a warmonger, and he's in our own Congress literally saying, Iran is 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. Yeah, that was about 10 years ago, just like it was 2 weeks to slow the spread. Right. All right. And then President Trump is mocking the courts for going after Netanyahu. I kept my promise and recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. By the way, Jesus Christ is from Nazareth. Whatever. That's been like a big thing, how President Trump is the only president to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. I don't know why that's a big deal, to be honest with you. It doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't mean anything to you either. Okay. Oh my gosh. Israel will remain a valuable ally of the U.S. You have a very powerful military. Yeah, they have a very powerful Mossad. They have very powerful intelligence. Guys, in this war, Israel had intel that Hamas was going to attack Israel, and they stood down and they let it happen. They have the best intelligence in the world. So good that they're infiltrating ours. So Trump's not lying when he says that you have a very powerful military, a very powerful intelligence. But of course, Trump reiterates that they're a valuable ally. I am telling you right now, the Democrats are going to take over on the midterms, and because this is the number one issue. This issue's not going away. You look at Glenn Beck over the weekend also was in North Dakota, and there was a Gen Z man asking him about Israel, and he's just like, they can't answer it because they know they're occupied. The U.S. and Israel, this is just more of Trump's quotes here. The U.S. and Israel want to live in peace with Iran. Really? Because you have called for the destruction of Iran. You said during, I think it was right when he was elected or right before, he was like, I'm going to bomb Iran. So your quotes are inconsistent. And that's not good. That's not good. Bibi came to Washington to tell Obama it was a bad deal, but it was like talking to a wall, like kissing the wall. Obama chose Iran over Israel. I came in and terminated the deal. This is all pro-Israel content that he's saying. the setbacks against Israel began. He's talking about Obama. No one cares. I want to thank the Arab and Muslim, very wealthy countries to rebuild Gaza. So like Israel destroys it and they have to rebuild it. I mean, it's just crazy. Let's make Israel stronger and better than it has ever been before. This is all pro-Israel content by Trump. We're just such an occupied nation, man. I haven't read all these quotes, by the way. I'm reading it as we go. This is all authentic, all real, no editing. Let's make Israel stronger and better. Why not? Why can't you say anything about the United States? The United States is the strongest country and will support Israel, whatever. At least be pro-United States, and he's not. What Israel is a tiny dot on a map has done is incredible. This is just it's all just nauseating quotes here. Iran's axis has delivered nothing but hatred and misery, but he says that he wants to have peace with Iran. I mean, he's already inconsistent in his speeches here. There might not be anyone in Egypt when I get there. I'm quite late because he's going to Egypt also. And he goes on to say, Netanyahu, your opposition leader is a nice man. Bibi, you can be a little bit nicer now. You're no longer at war. Trump has acknowledged that Bibi Netanyahu is a warmonger. He knows this. Israel has threatened Trump. I think they shot him. And they shot him. He did nothing about it. They shot Charlie Kirk. They did nothing about it. Anybody who crosses Israel now is a target. I think Tucker Carlson's like the number one target that's out there right now. And then he goes on to keep praising Netanyahu. He can be a bit nicer now. Oh, God. Israel, you've won. Another direct quote from Trump. Who cares about winning when you're bombing the Gaza Strip? Anyway, I'm tired of reading these direct quotes here. And I said at the beginning of the show that Nick Fuentes is very good at dissecting all of this. And he said something this morning. Nick Fuentes said, Trump's celebratory speech in Israel is disgusting. Praises Miriam Adelson for being Israel first, calls for Netanyahu to be pardoned, which is true, is credit to you. And within minutes of the war ending, they began to whitewash what happened in Gaza and get everyone to move on. That's what they do with everything. They do that with everything. Here's a bunch of damage that we did. Here's a bunch of damage that's occurred. Oh yeah, let's just forget about it and thank the Muslim countries for rebuilding the Gaza Strip after you and Israel destroyed it. Nick Fuentes then says, we will never forget. Hey, say what you want about Fuentes, but he's on a run right now. And, my profile picture is an America First hat. I bought that America First hat back in like 2018, 2019. And, wow. I mean, this whole thing is so crazy. And I feel like everybody's really on edge. I'm on edge. I'll tell you right now, there are multiple things occurring in my life right now where it's just making me on edge. I'm tired of Israel. And listen, this isn't to anybody. This is a general thing. I'm tired of men's behaviors. I'm tired of weak men. I'm tired of women and their behaviors. Really tired of it. And things are not getting better. My life is okay, but my heart hurts for a lot of people who are struggling. And it's not that I'm not struggling, but some people are just worse than others. And it's one of those things where I wish I could help, but we're all in a position where we have to look out for ourselves. It's kind of scary. But everybody's just on edge, man. And it's like when something pops up, that's why I get angry. I'm on edge with certain things. And got to work on some things. But you hoes got to work on some things too. But these men have to act like freaking men out there. I mean, trust me, I see it in this dating market that's out there. It's a subject that I'm going to get to. I'm actually going to talk about it right now. There is a huge conflict in this dating world with men and women, and women are acting a certain way. Men aren't. You know what I think it is? I think women are acting a certain way and men aren't acting a certain way. I think men aren't men. They're not masculine. They're not taking leadership. And that's what women want. They want someone who's a strong man to take leadership, but at the same time, these women's actions are out of control. Behaviors are ridiculous. Whorish behavior as well. And it's literally like all of this is building up where people are just getting angry at their social life and their bank accounts and the world and what's going on. And it just feels like it's going to pop soon. And it's a lot of people, man. I mean, even people who, like, it's not even about people who have money. It's just like, you have people that are multimillionaires getting divorced. I mean, women have an out on everything. And it's just, again, I'm not trying to blame women for everything, but I will, like, men are weak, make no mistake about it. I mean, they're opting out of to do these things. But women are just out of control. Behaviors are out of control. They can't even self-reflect. They can't change their ways. They say one thing, they respond to another. You know, it's quite sad, actually. Like, I'm not even trying to sit here and bash them. It's just quite sad that the way how society has gone and the way that this is going. And my message to men is, don't remove yourself. Just become a better man, get in better shape, stack your money right, and then you get to call the shots. But men, there are men out there that aren't like that, and they lie to women, and women will believe any lie because a woman wants to live in the world she wants to. She's loyal to her feelings. And if a man can make a woman feel a certain way, you know, he can hook her. But I'm not trying to get too much into it. I just had this experience, and this woman is out of control, man. Out of control. Behaviors are crazy. They get away with a lot. But man, like, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, but men really need to get it together and become stronger leaders. And women feel like that they have to take that role, and they're just not built for it. I mean, you look at this world, this corporate world, you give women the realm, and it's just society's being destroyed by it. And unfortunately, a woman feels like, because that's what they're loyal to, they feel like they have to do this, and they don't want to. But then again, when they meet a strong man, they still have horrible behaviors. I don't get it. It's very sad. It is a breakdown of society. Feminism is a CIA operation, and we are witnessing this in real time. Some of you listening to this know this. Divorce rates are through the roof. Wives are leaving their husbands because they get an out on divorce. They always do. They seek attention online, and it's their currency. And those are the type of behaviors where, despite men doing what's wrong and doing what they're doing, these behaviors are unacceptable. And I think any man should not tolerate this. No man should tolerate being lied to, and or being like verbally abused by, like, I'm telling you, I know some people who drive Uber. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, these women are just out lashing on this man, but the man is taking it like a little girl. I don't understand. I just hear stories, man. As far as me, man, like, I ain't taking no BS. I'm that type of guy. I am not going to sit here and take SHIT from anybody, especially a woman who feels like she's entitled. And I don't even want to get into it, but it's just completely out of control. Out of control. So what I do as a man is I use it to my advantage. I'm adapting to my own environment, and I'm doing what's best for me while not being evil. I'm not an evil guy. But some guys don't have a conscience because of how much they've been screwed. Women are the same way. They're tired of men. Like, here, I'll give you one example. This happened, I think it was last week. I was at Marsh Walk, Murrells Inlet, here in South Carolina. And then this older woman, maybe like 40 or something, I don't really remember. She was okay. But like, anyway, she was from Jersey. I'm from New York. And we had some like funny banter, friendly banter, right? Went on for about 30, 45 minutes. I made a New Jersey joke at her, like how the state smells or something. It wasn't personal. And it was clearly the way that we were talking was not personal. And she was like, no, my God, don't say that. And then open palms me and hits my chest. And I was a little shocked by it. And she right away starts apologizing. But I didn't accept her apology. I think the behavior was out of control. The fact that she was conscious enough that she thinks she can do that, hit some random guy that you don't know. The bouncers came right over. And I was like, he was like, hey, like, are you okay? I was like, because he says, we heard it and we saw it. She smacked me pretty hard right here. And I was just like, yeah, just tell her to never do that again because I'll throw her over the bar. Not being literally. I'm not literally saying that, but then she goes to try and apologize to me, and she goes to like shake my hand. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I walked away. I didn't create a scene. I didn't tell the bar to kick them out, because if I told the bouncers kick her out, she would have been thinking about it all weekend, and I don't really care that much. So I just left. But they were mad that I left. Whatever. But that's what I'm saying. There's just women have a lack of respect for men, and it's because of the weak men they've dealt with. But they shouldn't be treating every man like that. It's like it should be an individual basis. So that's the behavior that I'm specifically talking about. But yeah, let's go on here. So Trump, and also simultaneously with this Israel speech and this Israel peace deal, the United States has been attacking Russia since July, and Trump is now on the side of Ukraine all of a sudden. The U.S. may send Tomahawks to Ukraine if Russia won't end the war. Trump is going back on his word, and he is now pro-Ukraine. What is going on here? And Russia said that they're going to Russia said that they are going to start the process of their nukes if Trump does this. I mean, here we go again. The U.S. may send long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine if Russia won't end the war in Ukraine, President Trump said on Sunday. Putin has warned that supplying Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine would lead to a completely new stage of escalation in the war and harm Moscow's relations with Washington. Absolutely true. It's like, why are you doing this? And this is happening simultaneously. This will be the news in about like a week or two. I think like a week or two, you're going to see this be like the new headlines, and we're going to forget about the peace deal. It's usually what happens. But, Trump needs as much praise right now from the media and from Israel because his approval rating is just done. But he spoke about this on Air Force One. President Trump told reporters he's spoken about missiles with Ukraine and Zelensky. I mean, he said Tomahawk missiles could be sold to NATO. What are we doing? Geopolitics, man. We're an occupied nation, man. Trump is just not making, his promises are not being kept. I'm sorry, just not. So we'll have to moderate this, but this will be the new topic of discussion in about a week or two. And then Trump's approval rating will go down from that too. So all of the remaining Israeli hostages have been released by Hamas. Now Israel needs to set up their end of the bargain by pulling out troops of Gaza. Trump has put in about 100 troops of the United States, which is not like an escalation of war to put in more troops. Sometimes you just gotta they have to moderate it on the strip that, people aren't doing anything, etc. So I get all that, but I really, really hope, I don't have a lot of hope here, that Israel holds up their end of the bargain. And it wouldn't shock me when Trump goes back to the United States, God willing, he makes it back, that he could, hold Israel accountable. Because we really have to look for that, guys. That's the agreement. Hamas to release their hostages. They held their end of the bargain, which was predictable. Now Israel has to pull out 2,000 troops out of the Gaza Strip. Really hope they do so, man. And I don't think Trump's going to hold them accountable. Gosh. Oh, boy. We did that. We covered that. We covered Trump's heaven conversations. And then a lot of people that are pro-Israel saying that Hamas killed a lot of women hostages, which is, only the men survived. It's obviously terrible, whether men or women, that they're just killing hostages. And I don't even agree with it, obviously. But at the same time, this is why it is too late for this peace deal. This peace deal this never should have happened. They never should have got away with this. And the United States not even just allowed Israel to get away with it, but was the backing of this was from our military. And it's very sad to see, man. Usually I just go through X in the morning and I just see things happening now. President Trump boarding Air Force One here in Israel, going to Egypt. So looks like from his perspective, it was a successful trip to Israel. So he's now going to Egypt. And there'll be more quotes later on today. And yeah, he's like 15 minutes ago or so, he boarded the Air Force One to go to Egypt. Then there's like videos of hostages reuniting with their families. And yeah, and then watch live. Russia is in phase 0 as Putin prepares to attack Europe, claims NATO. Yep, this is the next one. I'm just reading up some headlines here. President Trump declares Secretary Rubio will go down as the greatest Secretary of State in the history. Little Marco will go down. I mean this, as the greatest Secretary of State. I mean, he's doing a good job for what he's supposed to do, but Trump signed an executive order that literally keeps Marco Rubio in line, that he has to obey his commands, and if he doesn't, then he can be arrested. That's how Trump put him on a leash. But he did that on purpose. He's like, hey, you're loyal to me, I'll promote you in 2028. I think Marco Rubio will run in 2028. I don't even think it matters, Republican or Democrat president. Front page of the Jerusalem Post has God bless the peacemaker. It's a picture of Trump. More videos of people reuniting. This is obviously a fake headline. It says RFK Jr. claims that eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch turns you into a wigger. That's just funny. Oh boy. I don't even know if that's against YouTube policy, what I just said. A massive sign thanking President Trump on the beaches of Tel Aviv that will greet Air Force One upon arrival. Thank you, President Trump. It's amazing how Israel, the country of Israel, is thanking President Trump, but Bibi Netanyahu could have done this. It doesn't make any sense to me. Hostage families meet with POTUS. Here's something interesting. Someone says on X, at what age is it considered embarrassing to still be living with your parents these days? And somebody responded, where I live, rent is $2,300 plus a month, and also in some major cities, but we don't care. Yeah, this is devastating Gen Z right now. I mean, people are living in their cars. They can't afford rent. They can't really afford, they just could afford their social life at most. People are just paying the bills right now, while boomers are getting rich, selling their home for $800,000, sold it, bought it for $200,000, took out a $30,000, put down $20 grand to put down on a house. It's pretty crazy, man. It's really destroying society. Israel says all living hostages have been released. Charlemagne the God, which is a crazy name, blasphemy on the Breakfast Club, praising Trump for the peace deal. CNN praising Trump. I don't even know if that's good or bad. Gives his signature fist bump before the Air Force One back to Egypt. Trump giving his signature fist bump. And then President Trump greeted Netanyahu as he exits Air Force One when he arrived. Whatever. We'll see what develops when he goes to Egypt. And we'll see the future of this war with Ukraine and Russia. I think that's the next big news. While our country is not getting any better. And people are suffering. And it's not good. Anyway, that concludes this podcast. Unfiltered Conservative 1 on YouTube. I'll make a couple clips. And I got some work to do. So everybody take care. Follow me, Unfiltered Conservative 1 on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, etc. And I'll be doing another one tomorrow. Thank you.